tell me you got a prequel to one of the most infamous villains of all cinema. Then you tell me Sarah Paulson's playing her? Phew! You sold me, Netflix. You sold me. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new Netflix review. Today I'm going to be diving into Season 1 of Ratched, of course based off the 1962 novel One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and it's definitely a prequel to one of the most infamous villains in ever society. You know, I've never read the book. I've loved the movie. I adore the movie. It's like seriously one of the best films ever made. I was really interested in this, again, because Sarah Paulson is an excellent actress. I mean, seriously, bar none, one of the most underrated actresses working today. But damn, Ryan Murphy's doing this. And as if you guys have followed me for a bit, I'm not a big fan of Ryan Murphy's stuff. The Politician never grabbed my attention. Scream Queen, same thing. American Horror Story. Every season usually starts really good, and then it just falters and loses my complete interest. Hollywood, I enjoyed, but again, last few episodes really did, weren't the best. But whew, I can say about this show, I didn't love the full thing, but the big opposite of this is the beginning of this season, I wasn't that intrigued, but there's a turn around episode 4 or 5 that hooked me, and then at that point I was like, alright, I gotta keep watching this show. Because the first 3 episodes pretty much lost me. Honestly, I was enjoying it, I liked it, I was intrigued, but it didn't grab me. It didn't gravitate me. And usually when I'm watching a show, the first 3 episodes are the things that need to gravitate me. Grab me and lock me in and bring me in. And I was hoping that the show would do that. But then I talked to some friends who had already seen the show and they told me, hey, wait till episode 4 or 5. So I gave it those shots and it worked. Episode 4 and episode 5 are absolutely great, and they really finally bring you into the whole entire story and continue this through. And reading some interviews, I found out that Ryan Murphy's planning, I think, 4 seasons for this show. The way this season ended, I'm intrigued. And I do want to see a next season. I want to see Sarah Paulson continue to play this infamous villain. Because at this turn in time, we understand that she is not the villain character that we understand and, kind of loved at that time. But it's interesting to see where they do have her going nonetheless. Of course, if you guys are new here, though, consider hitting that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on content like this over here on a daily basis. I love talking movies, rankings, reactions, TV, all sorts of stuff like that. I try to do it every single day on a daily basis. So if you like that stuff, consider hitting that like and subscribe button, as well as comment down below and let me know, are you guys excited for the show? Are you not? Let's discuss it all down there. First off, let's get the easiest thing out of the way to talk about this show. Sarah damn Paulson. She kills this role as Nurse Ratched. You really believe it as this iconic role that I grew up on. Now seeing a new iteration of her was absolutely great. And I knew Sarah Paulson was going to do a good job, but she does a phenomenal job and gives one of my favorite TV performances yet this year. I also want to give shout out to the rest of the cast, because Judy Davis as Nurse Bucket, great. Harriet Harris as Ingrid, excellent. Cynthia Nixon as Gwendolyn, awesome. I have to give shout outs to Finn Wittrock, who plays Edmund Tolson, and Sophia Okenso, who plays Charlotte Wells. Wow. Yes, like I said, Sarah Paulson gives the best performance in this whole entire show, but shoutouts must be given to both of them, because first off, woo, Sophia, holy crap. Again, I'm not going to get into spoilers on here. This is a non-spoiler discussion. I want you guys to really hinge on every single twist and turn that happens in the show, but really those two in particular need to be paid attention to, because the character of Charlotte is so intriguing, and Edmund is a very intriguing character as well, and it ties into the thematics of the psychological drama that I absolutely adore, again, from that original movie, but really hinging into this new Netflix show. Between each and every character, there's always going to be more behind them, and I think that's one of the things that really intrigued me throughout the whole entire show, was seeing where each and every character had hidden. One character you might be like, oh, there's not much about him right here, but a couple episodes down the road, you might be like, oh my god, there's so much to them. One of the things that I really loved about this show, though, and I think is probably the best part besides the acting, is the vibe of this show. It has a vibe of course, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but also The Shining. I love when a show that's a psychological drama can add those horror tendencies to them, and really, what a twisted show this is. There were moments in here where I did have to turn away. It gets brutal, it gets gross, and it gets very haunting. But, you know, that's what this show is supposed to be, and I really adore what Ryan Murphy and, again, the creators and the cast were able to elevate inside this film, especially in their performances in these moments. And when it's all said and done, we're going to definitely look at the movie and maybe even the novel in a different sort of light now because of all these facts that we're learning about Nurse Ratched. And I think that's one of the things that really makes me intrigued on this, because sometimes I'm not a big fan of, like, us taking apart a villain and really dissecting into their background, but from what I've read that Ryan Murphy has planned for the show, I am intrigued for what he could do with a season 2 and forward. Like I said, season 1 is not perfect. I think it is a little bit overly long. I think it sometimes takes its time revealing stuff that really could have been revealed a little bit sooner. I get the tension building, I get sort of elements like that, but I just feel like it could have gone down a different route. And there are also characters in here that really go nowhere. Like I said, every character has something lingering behind them, but in the end of the day, some of these subplots really went nowhere and just ended, and I'm like, okay. I mean, that seems like kind of like a plot convenience, but all right. Like, fine, you want to have it in there? With the season being 8 episodes, I think the season could have been honestly condensed down to 6 episodes, and it would have made for a very better paced show. This isn't going to be for everyone, you know? I think if you're a fan of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, this might be right up your alley. If you're not and you still want to give it a shot and maybe lead that up to either watch the movie or go back and read the novel, it's very intriguing to see what you might be able to do with all that stuff. Again, Sarah Paulson is so damn good in this, and if you're a fan of her, you're going to like this show nonetheless just because of her. So with all that said, I'm going to give Ratched Season 1 a B. You guys again so much for clicking on this. You guys are seriously all the best. Let me know down below, what are your guys' thoughts on this show? Are you guys excited for it? Are you not? Do you love the movie? Do you love the novel? Let me know all down below as well. Thank you guys again. Of course, head on over to See Films and how to see films early. And of course, it's a big thing to you and a big thing to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Thank you guys again. And of course, until next time, stay classy.